Hey guys, my name is Tito. I make videos on personal finance on my other channel. On this channel, I talk about other things, like today when I'll be reviewing the highly anticipated Nollywood film, Brotherhood. Brotherhood is an action film about two brothers on opposite sides of the law. One is a police officer and his twin brother is a criminal. And when a notorious gang wreaks havoc around the city, it causes the brothers to cross paths. Brotherhood is directed by Ugandan filmmaker Lukman Ali and it's produced by the exceptional Jade Oshiberu. Now, before we start talking about this movie, I need to clear up two things. First of all, this will be a spoiler-free review, so if you haven't seen Brotherhood yet, feel free. I won't be spoiling the movie for you in this particular review. In a week or two though, I may drop a spoiler-filled review where I will talk freely about the things that happened in that movie. So look out for that particular review if you're interested in getting into the nitty-gritty of Brotherhood. The second thing is that this movie, Brotherhood, is different from Jade's other movie, Gangs of Lagos, which also stars Tobi Bakre, but will be only on Prime Video. They are two separate films because I can't tell you how many conversations I've had with people who think Brotherhood and Gangs of Lagos are the same film. They are two different films. Jade produces Brotherhood and it's coming out only in cinemas and it stars Tobi Bakre, but Gangs of Lagos is directed by Jade and it stars Tobi Bakre and it will be only on Prime Video. Now, I'll begin with the BB Naija ex-housemates that star in this film, of which there are 5 of them: Tobi Bakre, Boma Akpore, Shey Awolowo, Diane Rousset, and Dorothy Bacho. And as I've said in previous reviews, I'm typically wary when I see BB Naija ex-housemates on a poster of a film because I feel like the filmmaker is trying to use them and their large following to make money for the film. So it's not necessarily about the acting, but more about, drawing audiences and making money. That wasn't the case in this movie, however. All of them really brought their A game. I forgot that these people were ex-BB Naija housemates at a point, and the acting was from each of them was really good. So especially from Tobi Bakre, the star of the film. It felt like Tobi's acting has leveled up in this movie. Maybe it's because we've never seen him in this type of film or in this type of role before, but it was not very physical, it was quite physical, and Tobi's acting was very impressive in this movie. Kudos to him. Dorothy Bacho was interesting to see her in the light she was cast in this movie, but I think of all of them, the most impressive one for me was Diane Rousset's performance, because I've seen some of Diane's other projects on YouTube. I think the one particularly on her YouTube channel, and Diane is typically cast as a love interest or in a romance type of film or role, right? But that wasn't the case in this movie. We saw her in a different light and it was very refreshing, and I was quite impressed with her performance as well. Falz was one actor in this film that I was particularly worried about going in to see this film, because in every other thing I've seen Falz in, and pretty much every other thing that Falz has done, he's been a comedic character, right? They've always given him comedic roles because that's a strength of his and that's what people are drawn to with Falz. So going into this action film, I didn't feel like it would be right for him to be cracking jokes or to be a funny guy in this film. I felt like it would take away from the movie. So that was my worry, right? But after seeing the film, I was very impressed. Falz didn't crack jokes. He was very serious and he actually delivered. And I'm glad that it showed his versatility and dynamism as an actor. Now, Bright Basketmouth Okpocha was also in this film, his first Nollywood film, by the way, and he plays Shadow, the leader of the gang that Tobi and Osi Ukeje's characters are in. And he did a really good job. He was convincing, he looked the part, he was scary and all that. However, there was something that I was hoping to see from Basketmouth's character that we didn't get to see. I won't talk about it in this video, but I'll talk about it at length in my spoiler-filled review. But aside from that detail, I think Basketmouth did a good job. I liked the way he was styled. He really looked the part. Osi Ukeje plays Isra in this film, one of the guys in the Ojuju Boys gang, and Osi's performance was brilliant. I'm sure after the premiere on Friday, his phone must have been blowing up with people congratulating him. The role was so different from the roles we've seen Osi play in the past, and I'd forgotten how big a deal Osi is. People were very happy to see him in this film. From when the trailer even dropped a couple of months ago, people were talking about him and they were happy to see him in the trailer and happy to hear him speak Igbo. And dare I say, Osi's performance was one of the standout performances of this movie. Now I need to move on to the next thing, but real quick, shout out to the following actors. Tony Tones, she was brilliant in this movie. Sam Dede, he was fantastic. Now I want to see more Sam Dede movies. Debo Adedayo, aka Mr. Macaroni, a fave of mine, he was really good. Korex, his friend, was also in the film. He was good as well. And Deyemi Okolawo, who gave a record-breaking performance, in my opinion, in this film. Once you see Deyemi in this movie, you'll be very surprised. Hey guys, I forgot to ask at the beginning of the video, so I thought I'd ask now. Do me a favor and like this video by clicking on the like button, and subscribe to my channel as well by clicking on the red subscribe button. You know where both of them are. They're just underneath the video. Thank you so much if you've done that. Now let's dive back into the review. What I liked. I liked the dialogue and the line delivery in this film. The dialogue felt very natural. It didn't feel like the actors were reading lines off a script like it does with many other Nollywood films, right? I also loved the colors and the tones. Colors and tones are things that are very dear to Jadi's heart whenever she makes a movie or a series, right? And the colors in this film were just beautiful. From the scenes to the characters, everything was just working together for good, right? The lighting was also magnificent. Jadi tends to work with Matu Light, which is an award-winning light company. They won on an AMVCA earlier this year, and I'm sure they've won several other awards in the past, and I believe they handled the lighting in this film. I loved the lighting, particularly in the night scenes, and there was a scene where Osi and Tobi's characters were talking to each other outside of a bar, and the lighting in that moment was just fantastic. I loved the wardrobe and the styling. Each character was styled in a particular way, and it just looked really nice. You appreciate the attention to detail of each character's styling. And then finally, the acting. The acting was brilliant. I want to say more than that, but I mean, it was just really brilliant. And I think good acting is a result of good directing in many cases, because there are some of the actors in this movie, I've seen them in other movies earlier this year, and those movies weren't great. And the difference is the directing or the producing. It's not necessarily the actor's fault, it's the director or producer's fault for not, directing the actor in a way that is convincing, or that in a way that the movie requires, if that makes sense. What I didn't like. Now, this film wasn't without its flaws, in my opinion. There are a couple of things that I didn't like about it, but these things are just me things. I doubt if many other people will notice them, okay? So do with that what you will. The first thing I didn't like was the fact that it felt like this film was going over the top and doing the most at a particular point. Towards the end of the film, there were just a couple of things that weren't really adding up. But to be honest, such is the nature of action films sometimes. So there was that. Another thing was the subtitles. I really appreciated the fact that, they subtitled most of the film, but in like the final 15 minutes, it felt as if the subtitles stopped showing. And I'm sure that's something they'll probably fix before the movie comes out on Friday, the 23rd of September. But yeah, it kind of irked me when I saw that at the premiere. The third thing I didn't like was there was a particular character who had a hairstyle, a consistent hairstyle for most of the film. But in like the final act of the film, the person's hairstyle changed all of a sudden. And they didn't say why the hairstyle changed, or, show us when the hairstyle changed. And it kind of bugged me a bit. But yeah, those are the three things that I didn't like about the film, of which that subtitle thing will probably be fixed by the time the movie comes out on Friday. Who should see it? If you are over the age of 18, because this film is a bit violent, and you are in Nigeria or any of the other 13 countries that this film will come out in, then I think you should go and see this film, Brotherhood. If you're a fan of the actors in this film, Tobi Bakre, Falz, Jide Kene Achufusi, Basketmouth, Osi Ukeji, Sam Dede, so many fantastic actors. If you're a fan of any of them, then you need to see this film. And yeah, if you want to see a film that's probably going to be the biggest Nollywood film of 2022, then I really think you should go and watch this film in the cinemas. Don't wait till it gets on streaming. It may be a while. So just go to the cinemas and see it as soon as you can, because this is one of those films that once it comes out, people are going to be posting spoilers all over social media. So see it as soon as you can in the cinemas in any of the 14 countries that this movie will come out in. While watching this film, I was remembering the things I saw on the Insta stories of many of the actors, because they filmed this movie at a point when it was a bit rainy in Lagos and the elements kept on affecting the production, right? So as I was watching, I was like, oh, I remember this day when they're making this film, this portion of the film, and they had to pause because of rain, or in some cases they couldn't even film at all. And I also remember the Third Mainland Bridge scenes. They were there for like 2 weeks filming, and one day I was driving down Third Mainland Bridge and I saw all the cars, I saw the production, I saw them on set there filming, and watching the Third Mainland Bridge scenes when I saw the movie just gave me a whole new appreciation for the film. This film was a labor of love. It was a painstaking film to make, and I wasn't even involved with the production, but I saw a lot, you know, going on behind the scenes via Instagram and Insta stories. Funny enough, this film premiered exactly 4 months after they wrapped filming, because they wrapped filming on the 16th of May, if I'm not mistaken, and the movie premiered on the 16th of September, just a couple of days ago. I mean, what are the odds? Guys, if you enjoyed this movie review, please like it by clicking on the like button just underneath the video, and subscribe to my channel as well by clicking on the red subscribe button. On this channel, I don't just do Nollywood movie reviews. I also talk about relationships. To check out some of my past Nollywood movie reviews or my relationship videos, you can click the card in the corner of the screen. I also have another YouTube channel where I talk about personal finance, saving and investing, because those things are very important. To check that out, you can check the description box down below for the link to that channel. Now, for Brotherhood and the different countries where it will be coming out in, because like I said, it's out in 14 countries from Friday, September 23rd. For a list of the countries where it will be coming out in, I'll put that in the description box down below so that you can check if Brotherhood will be showing in your country as well. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'm so hyped about this film. Can't wait to watch it again. I will see you guys in my next review. And remember, there will be a spoiler-filled review of Brotherhood where I'll be talking freely about the things that happened in the film for those of you who've seen the film by that time. Thanks for the final time, guys. I will catch you in the next one. Take care.